Check 1, 2. Testing 1, 2, 3. This is Stan Gibilisco from the Ham Radio Shack, also known as the Nerd Cave, with an explanation for final exam question number 69, found on pages 675 and 676 of Teach Yourself Electricity and Electronics, 5th edition. The question asks us in which of the following applications might we find a gas-filled or vacuum tube. Now, when we talk about a tube, we're referring to an electron tube, also known in England as a valve. These are generally regarded as old-fashioned devices, but they're still used in some applications today. Most notably, so-called neon signs, and they're also used in certain cathode ray tube devices, which you will still find old-fashioned, no, not all that old-fashioned television sets, and in some high-powered broadcast transmitters. As an amateur radio operator who grew up in the 1960s, I was exposed to vacuum tube circuitry back then, and electron tubes. In fact, they were the mainstay of electronic design for most hobby radio enthusiasts until the late 1960s. So I had to learn about how they worked. I'm glad I did, although I don't believe there's a single vacuum tube in my nerd cave today. But the question asks us, we might use a gas-filled or vacuum tube as a fundamental part of which of the following? And the answer is all of them, all of the above. So the correct choice here is E, as in echo. Radio frequency power amplifier, well, we might find a vacuum tube there in a very high-powered device, amplifier. A voltage regulator in some old-fashioned vintage radios, yes, maybe so. Decorative lighting system, well, definitely. So-called neon signs, some of which use neon vapor and some of which use argon vapor. The neon looks orange, pinkish orange, and the argon looks blue. A high voltage rectifier, well, occasionally, yes, because there's some voltages that get so high that semiconductor diodes, it becomes very difficult to use them as rectifiers. So once again, the answer to this question, number 69, found on pages 675 and 676 in the 5th edition, that's edition number 5 of Teach Yourself Electricity and Electronics. The correct choice, E, as in echo.